Hello, welcome to season 2, episode 1 of County Ladies podcast, brought to you by the Scarf Bagara War group of podcasts. We are into a new season, and the girls have got off to an absolute flyer, which we will come on to very shortly. But as usual, I'm joined by James, who is the time announcer at SSV. Good evening, James. How are you doing?
Hello, very good. How are you?
Very well, mate. Very well. Glad, all the better for having football back on now. All the better for having the football back on.
Oh yeah, there goes my weekends.
Yeah, yeah. You do Saturdays and Sundays, don't you? You busy lad. Busy lad.
Oh yes, but
Good
it's
stuff,
good.
good stuff.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
I'm also joined by Steve O'Hara, who, for any new viewers or listeners, is the County Ladies first team manager. And good evening, Steve. How are you doing?
Good evening, lads. How are we?
Yes, all good. All good. You happy with the start to the season, Steve?
Yeah, so far so good. If someone had given me 6 points in 3 games and be third in the league, I probably would have took it, given the fixtures. I was disappointed in Sunday, which I'm sure we'll get onto. But yeah, other than that, I'm quite pleased. Quite pleased with the progress we've made in pre-season and how we've started the season. Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah. And on the subject of starting the season and pre-season, obviously pre-season got off to an absolute flyer with the Super Cup win over Mancuni.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a really good night. It was hard work to start with. I thought we had to hang in there quite a lot during the first 15 minutes of the game, but I think once we got our foothold in the game and settled ourselves down, I thought we were the better team and thoroughly deserved the 2-0 win against a very good, strong opposition. Obviously beat us in the FA Cup last season, so it was a bit of a sweet revenge as well. So we can't complain, and another trophy in the cabinet, which is what we're all in it for, really, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah. So how many trophies is that now you've won in 3 years? Is it 2 years, 3 years?
This is the start of my 4th full season, so that's 2 Cheshire Cups, 2 Super Cups.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
You've got to be pleased with that, haven't you?
2 Supers. Yeah, they're my first trophies ever as a manager, so or even as a coach, to be quite honest. So yeah, I'm thrilled with always picking up silverware. The Cheshire Cup is one that we should be winning. We are the highest ranked team, but we hadn't won it for the first couple of years. So when we did win it, it was really sweet. But then to back it up last season and win it again was brilliant. And we're very proud to be Cheshire Cup champions, and we're also very proud to be Super Cup champions.
Brilliant, good stuff. James, were you at the Super Cup game? I couldn't make it this year. Were you there?
I was stuck at work, but I say work. I was watching it on the on the live stream from the Manchester FA, so I did catch a bit towards the end.
Right.
And like Steve said, it's redemption for the loss in the FA Cup. So to put 3 past a team of that level, Mancuni and Unity are a decent squad, and to put them to the sword it's our cup final. We love that kind of cup final, and just shows why we're the champions of it. So yeah. Hopefully it doesn't fall on a Friday night, though, next time. Hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. That was ridiculous. In pre-season as well. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Could be nice for a Saturday or Sunday. Wink, wink.
Brilliant. Good stuff. So we're talking about pre-season. Obviously, the few new players come in. I think, is it 5 new players we brought in, or 4 plus Abbie Podmore has come up from the development squad? Is that right, Steve?
Is it that many? Who's added? Jess, Shaunna, Paige, Livi. Yeah, 4 plus Abbie. Yeah.
4 plus Abbie. Yeah. And they've all made a difference already, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Paige is really experienced tier 3 player. Shaunna has been at the club before. Very versatile player, bags of energy. Livy's new to this level. We've signed her from Tranmere. She was at Tranmere last season. So she's new to this level, and we're trying to develop her as we go along slowly. But she's showing lots of good potential. Jess Battle, is an out-and-out goal scorer. If you give her the ball in the right areas, she will score goals, and she's already got 3 goals in 2 games in the league. And that's the reason I brought her back to the club, because she's such a character. Plus, she brings goals. She scored over 200 goals in women's football. So, having her back at the club is something that we needed. And she's certainly hit the ground running, and long may that continue. So we're delighted with her. And then Abbie Podmore's sort of come through last year. We sort of got told about her last year towards the end of the season, and she played in the Cheshire Cup final, came on as a sub, and she's been with us all pre-season. And the plan was just for her to be pre-season and sort of dip in and out of the first team and get better as she got along. But she's been outstanding. She's been really outstanding, and she wasn't available Sunday, but she's back this week. So yes, she's thoroughly deserving of a place in the starting 11 at the moment. So
yeah, absolutely. Bit of a selection headache already for you, which is a good problem to have, I suppose, in your position.
Yeah, it is. We sort of went with a slightly smaller squad this year, but we seem to be getting back up to the 20 again. So, but we are allowed 7 subs this year. Still only can use 5, but we are allowed 7, which is in line with other leagues. I'm not a fan of it because it means 2 players are missing out every week, which is never great. Getting 2 players who are working hard, and then they're on the bench in the squad, and then they don't get on. So that's always a difficult situation. I think that because players just want to play football. Missing out completely is never good for anybody. So it's a tricky balance. But I'm very happy with the squad we've got. I think it's full of youth, experience, pace, goals, tenacity. And like I say, we have started well. I was very disappointed in Sunday's performance. But that's football. It's going to be a roller coaster over these next 10 months. So we've got to regroup. We've got to regroup and we'll go again. We've definitely got the right balance, 100%. I'm very pleased with it. Just getting that consistency now. Once we get the consistency, I think we'll see big things.
Absolutely. From your point of view, James, obviously a regular doing what you do. What's your take on the season so far? 3 league games and 1 cup game in.
Yeah, looking good. Obviously, Sunday was a little bit off the rails, let's say, maybe. But, the additions that Steve and team have brought in look very good. Obviously, like mentioned, Abbie has come up from the devs, and she, maybe first game looked a little bit shaky, obviously trying to find her feet a bit. But the second game I saw her in, she looks really promising. She's quite a tall, strong girl for midfield, which what you want. And I think that's quite a promising aspect of the team to have in there. Like Steve says, we've got a mix of experience, youth as well, and Jess Battle, a goal machine. So we give her the right ball in the next 4 or 5 games, we could be laughing. So I think we're definitely going to be up there breathing down people's necks this year. So very promising, definitely.
And that's it. We've got Em Bradshaw back as well now, haven't we, from injury? She was injured at the end of January, beginning of February time. Yeah, she's come back and hit the ground running. Yeah,
she sort of missed the whole of the back end of the season through I think it was like a knee injury or a ankle injury. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, she's come back, played, came on against it was our first game.
Wythenshawe.
Oh yeah, came on against Wythenshawe, got a goal. Started against Feds, got another goal. Chorley got an assist. So yeah, she's doing okay. She's starting to get lively, and unfortunately she got herself sent off on Sunday, so she's going to be missing Sunday. But you know, again,
Get
that's football, isn't it? Yeah, just a frustration more than anything was the cause of that, really. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's been because I think we touched on it last season when we were talking about the games. We had good possession in good areas, but we just seemed to lack that clinical sort of touch in the box. And it looks like that problem's been solved. We bring in Jess in, Paige Cole,
and
having Bradshaw back.
Yeah, I mean that's why I brought Jess back, because she is lethal in front of goal. And last time she was here, we didn't give her the service that she wanted. And I think she's already proved in the 2 games that we've played in the league that if we give her the right service, she's deadly in front of goal. So it's really important that we keep working at it and keep providing her with the goals, and I'm sure she'll keep coming up with the goods.
Yeah, I think so. What's your take on that so far, then, Chris, on the goal front? Chris James and me. I'm reading my notes here.
Oh, I thought you'd be calling me Steve next. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, definitely. Goals are definitely coming from elsewhere as well, as we saw Sunday. I don't know where Paige Cole's been hiding those free kicks, but blimey, that was she's going to have competition with Kennedy, I think, to be the allocated free kick taker this season. Yeah, might have been a little bit downwind on the win there. So sorry, Paige, but it was great to see that. Even unfortunately, it was a loss, but to see, like I say, these players that have come in or come back, let's say, gelling back into the squad and bringing that experience is what we're going to need, because you find it in the final third. Like I said earlier, we're going to be laughing. And obviously we've got a strong defence. They've worked together before. Freya's now been around a bit, so she's in sync with them. There's obviously midfield, still a lot of the names from last year, obviously minus 1 or 2 who've returned back to their other clubs. A few new faces. Yeah, I think it's very promising, definitely.
Yes, some bright signs, definitely. As we saw again, so if we come on to the games themselves, the first game of the season, Wythenshawe 5-0 at home, 160 people in the crowd. Can't wish for a better start, can you, Steve?
No, I mean obviously the build up to the week. We had a lot of chatter from their side that they were going to do this to us and that to us, and I think it didn't need much of a team talk. It was just go out there and show your capabilities as a tier 4 team. I think we got a bit fortunate with the first goal, to say the least, with the own goal.
And
then a Kennedy special. But I think second half we really showed what we're about, and we totally dominated the second half, and we didn't give them a sniff. And I said to them at half time, 2-0 is a horrible score in football. The next goal's crucial. And they sort of came at us for 10-15 minutes in that second half, but once we got that third goal, that it was only one-way traffic then, really. And it was a great performance and a great way to start the season. But they're a good side, Wythenshawe. They'll get pick up points.
They've had some good results since.
Yeah, they'll pick up points along the way, and there'll be a different prospect when we go up there. I think we go there December now, December the 14th. They'll be settled. They'll be settled. They'll be used to the level. They'll be used to the game. So it'll be a completely different prospect going there. So maybe we caught them at a good time, catching them first game of the season. But yeah, they will improve, and yeah, it was just delighting to get off and a clean sheet first game of the season.
And a clean sheet as well. Yeah. On the subject of Wythenshawe, I've got Carl Barrett coming on the pod on Wednesday, the 10th of December. We're recording that, so we'll be previewing the following Sunday's game. So that'll be recorded on Wednesday the 10th and go out on Thursday the 11th of December. So keep an eye out for that. Carl Barrett from Wythenshawe Women. James, obviously, first game of the season for you as well, mate. What was your take on the Wythenshawe result?
Yeah, very good. Like we say, there was a lot of talk from their side beforehand, and maybe let's say it was a bit of a humbling, a bit of a reminder of you coming up to a higher league. These are the kind of teams you're going to face, like us, Stingers, Leeds, Huddersfield. You know, the teams that are going to be up there. And you know, from our side, it was sweet because it was nice to see the girls obviously put 5 past them, but yeah, it was a polite reminder really that maybe less is more. Let's say maybe. But yeah, I'm just looking at the sheet now. Obviously, I call it the phantom goal because I gave it to Molly Newton, but then I saw the VO and she wasn't even anywhere near it. So
well, to be fair to Molly, she did press. Yeah. She did press it, you know, and forced a pass backwards. But obviously the pass backwards.
It was my angle from the booth. I thought she got something on it, but yeah, we've laughed about that one anyway. And obviously, I'm looking on here now. Obviously, Jess, I know she's a returning player, and Paige made a debut, but they both scored as well on their debuts. So, you know, great to see those as well. Obviously, Kennedy did a usual trick, which is great. And then M. Bradshaw got the other one, as we mentioned earlier. So, yeah, it was really good to see that. And, yeah, the new players getting their time, coming on, gelling in with the squad. And like you say, you know, you saw, I know it wasn't a great result Sunday, but you can see the feeling now that they're friends, they all get on well. Yeah. Good team spirit, let's say, regardless of the result, I'd say.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing again that struck me on the Wythenshawe game, that struck me last year was that first game back, the girls looked like they'd been playing for months and months and months. It didn't look to have that sort of early season lethargy that you see in some players. They were fit, they were at it, it was red hot, and they kept going for 90 minutes, and they looked like they could have gone for another, 10 minutes extra time or whatever. Is that down to the pre-season that you've done? So did you do something different this year on a beach somewhere, Steve?
Yeah, we did. We sort of attacked pre-season quite differently. I've sort of spent the last 3 years just running them because I've come from the men's game, so that's what you do in the men's game. So we approached it in a different manner. We sort of said, okay, we'll do all the ball work stuff, but all high intensity, and it's up to you to do your own fitness, and that seems to have paid off. That really has. Like you say, they do look fit, they look sharp. I think even in the Mancunian Unity game, I think that was their 6th game and that was our 3rd game, but they were dropping like flies come the end of the game, and we were still strong, going strong. So I've got to give credit to the girls on that. They've gone away and they've done their own thing. They look fit, sharp, strong. We did go to the beach. That was just more of a bonded session. We did a little bit of work on the dunes, only like 10-15 minutes up and down the dunes, but then we played like volleyball, Swedish cricket, I call it. I don't know what they call it, something different, but we played rounders and stuff like that. It's just like a football, you kick it instead of a cricket bat. So I grew up calling the Swedish cricket. I don't know what they call it. Something. Yeah, they call it something different. I'm 50 years old, so. But then we played rounders, and we just had a good laugh. The sun wasn't shining; it was raining. It was a good turnout. We had probably 14 there, so it was a good day, and we had a good laugh. and it sort of knitted us together a little bit going into the season, and like I say, long may it continue.
Yeah, definitely. You brought Chris Brown in as your first team coach over the summer. Has Chris had any input into the fitness side of things, or has he done the ball work you mentioned?
Well, Chris has come in. He sort of contacted me out of the blue, and Lois has had a minor operation, is out for a few weeks still.
Yeah.
So Chris coming in has been the perfect timing, and Chris has got experience in the women's game with Stoke City development squad, Sport and Calcer in Tier 3, so and quite a few down south as well. So, he's come in and he's been really good. He's come in with fresh ideas, which is great. We're just sort of getting a little bit of organisation together for how we're going to go for the rest of the season. Now we've only got one more midweek game now before Christmas, which is Huddersfield, isn't it? The end of September, is that?
Huddersfield is the end of October.
End of October. So it's a case of now settling down into a routine of what we do on a Wednesday, because we do only train once a week. So, but yeah, he's been really good. Fresh voice, one or two fresh ideas. And he's quite technical on the side of like he'll delve into real depth of analysis and stuff like that, which is really good. So we're just starting to pull all that together, and we're still willing to work together, me and him, because we don't know each other. He's just applied for the job, and we had a chat, and we sort of come from a similar background, and he was in ex-army, I was ex-army, so yeah, we sort of hit it off, sort of thing. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying working with him. He's really good. He's got some really good ideas. Again, it's bright for us and it's bright for me, because obviously it's perfect timing with Lois not being available at the moment. But when Lois comes back, the three of us, I think, will work really, really well together.
Yeah, brilliant. So then we went on to the Feds game. James, you want to talk us through the Feds game, mate?
Yeah, that was. It was always going to be a bit of a tricky one, because we know they're obviously division above us. So I know a few familiar names in their squad that we knew of. One being our Player of the Year from last year. Obviously, Jess Brady, brilliant player, and it was always going to be a tough fixture. This is obviously the new FA Women's National League Cup that's been brought in this year to give extra competition, isn't it, in the calendar year, and obviously drawn up against Feds, familiar names, a familiar face in the coaching staff as well. And obviously, it was a very good game. I've just hit a complete blank. I can't remember what the score was. Wasn't it a draw, if I remember right?
Yeah, 1-1. 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. And yeah, really, if I remember right, we probably should have put the game to bed in the first half. But yeah, Feds came back with subs second half. Yeah, and deservedly got the point against us, which was total fair play to them. Obviously, it's against three other teams as well, so it's one of those. We needed to get the points, but it wasn't end of the world if we didn't, because obviously you get certain points for a win, certain points for a draw, and none for a loss. And obviously there's still quite a few games to go as well. We've obviously still got to play Liverpool Academy and then Cheadletown Stingers this Sunday, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then so great competition to bring in. A few more games for the girls, which is good, because you do look at their calendar compared to a men's team calendar, and it is a lot smaller, a lot spread out. Like Steve says, there's only one game on a Wednesday in October, so to bring those in, it's added bonuses. Like I always say, there's 72 teams, 16 academies in there, so it's all great. We'll do that on top of our cup runs as well, I'm sure. But yeah,
it gave us a chance as well, because obviously, because it was a midweek game, it gives us a chance to make changes. And obviously we talked about the size of the squad, and we made 8 changes for that game, and we still looked super strong, which is great from a manager's point of view. Gives you the headache, of course, but the players that did come in for that Wednesday game against a tier 3 team performed excellently. And we thoroughly deserved to be 1-0 up at half time, and like James said, we should have probably been maybe a couple more ahead. But fair play to Feds, they put a couple of their best players on, and they were so much better second half, and we were hanging on a little bit towards the end. But you expect that from a team in the league above. But I was really, really pleased with our performance that night.
Yeah, it was a very good game, and I'm just looking at the sheet now. Obviously, we still had new faces in the squad as well that were getting used to it. Some hadn't quite made their debuts as well, and it was very promising. And like I say, we go again on Sunday against Cheadle Town Stingers. We know them. We've played them countless times, and obviously, we hope to give them a good battle this year in the league. So it should be quite a tasty one, really, especially after Sunday, because I'm sure we'll want to go with a bit of a better result. Let's say this weekend, even though it is the cup, we'll always like a win against them, I'm sure. So, but
it's a local derby, isn't it? It's a local derby.
Yep.
They're top of the league. It's a game we want to win. So we're going there.
Nice.
We're going there looking for the win. It won't be easy. They've started superbly well again. 3 out of 3 for them. But yeah, it's a challenge that we're looking forward to.
Definitely.
That's it, isn't it? It's the challenge that is part of the fun, I guess, for you guys at the sharp end. For us, one sat in the stand, it's a little bit like, we'd rather have an easier game. But I guess for you guys in the changing rooms and on the pitch, that's the kind of challenge you want, really, I suppose.
That's it.
It is in the build-up. Sometimes it's it can be a bit nerve-wracking at times, but yeah, it is fun, and that's why we're in football, for the games like we are on Sunday, isn't it?
That's it. Sunday's cup game. I've also got a pod lined up with Dylan Wimbury from Cheadletown Stingers Supporters Club. So I'm going to be recording that.
That's the manager.
Dylan Wimbury.
Say that again, mate.
Is it Dylan Wimbury?
Yeah.
He's the manager.
Yeah.
You mean Chris Wimbury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've got this Dylan I've been talking to.
Okay, he's
the manager. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Didn't know that. You learn something new every day. So
there you go. Even better. Yeah. Right, folks. I've taken over the reins because unfortunately Stuart's Wi-Fi has gone on the blitz. So Steve will go back to the fixtures, and unfortunately I wasn't at this one due to other commitments, but we had quite a interesting early fixture against Chorley, one of the favourites to possibly up there this season. I believe it's 3-2 at full time. Do you want to walk us through it from your view? Because obviously, yours truly wasn't there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Chorley will be up there come the end of the season. I think the job that Carmelo's done there is really good. He's put together a really strong tier 4 team. And I think the chairman's shouting from the rooftop that they're going to go all the way. So yeah, we went up there, and first half was tough. I think we started brightly, but then they took over the first half, and we struggled with a bit of their movement and stuff. But they took the lead, but we sort of got ourselves back into it just before the break. A goal from Abbie Podmore, scored on the half volley, great finish, and we sort of went in at half time, and I think we deserved to have a goal at half time, but we were probably fortunate to be level. Freya's made a great save at 1-0. So we spoke about half time as to how we can make it better. and that was a group discussion. That wasn't just me or Chris. That was from the players, you know, which was great. And we sort of got to an understanding of where it was going wrong. We changed it. We came out second half, and we were just so much better. And we went 2-1 ahead with Jess Battle, scoring a close range finish after good work by M. Bradshaw down the right, and then a great Paige Cole cross with Jess getting on a header, whipping it to the far post and then off the post. And then just before the end, they scored from a set piece from a corner. They peppered us for quite some time, but we massively deserved the win just on our second half performance. We were excellent. And I thought it was a magnificent 3 points against one of the strong sides, and it showed real character that we were under the cosh in the first half, but we showed massive character second half. We come out and you know, by far the better team. So it was really pleasing to get that win. You know, and that made it 2 out of 2 in the league. So we were buzzing.
Yeah, it was a good time really to play them, because if I remember rightly, I can't remember the exact date, but the reverse fixture's January, and obviously weather can be quite tricky for January, and obviously going to Chorley as well. You know, they're going to, like we say, they're going to be up there. They're going to make it hard for everybody, and obviously, yeah, we plan to make it hard for everybody as well. You know, the scoreline reflects it. It wasn't an easy day, but you know, deservedly the win was ours, and obviously,
I thought it was a great game to become. It was a great game of football by two good sides, and I think we played them first game back after Christmas, which will be really tricky.
That's it.
You know,
first game back on the first weekend.
That'll be a really tricky fixture for us. So, but you know, that's a long way off. Let's worry about that when we get closer to it.
Yeah, that's it, definitely. Yeah, great sum up of that one. And yeah, as I say, useless that I wasn't there. And then, well, obviously, let's deal with Sunday's, let's say, maybe headache. You know, it was never going to be an easy one. Norton and Stockton can surprise, and as they did on Sunday, we found out the hard way. You know, yeah, weather element was not great, but we're used to that at Stockport Sports Village. And obviously, they clearly came with a bit of a plan to use their number 10, which is Bianca Owens. But she's ex-county, I believe. We know of her. I might be wrong on that, but
I know of her, but
yeah, I might be wrong on that, but yeah, we know of her and we know what she can do. And obviously, she made it a real headache for us on Sunday by putting 3 past us to get a hat trick. You know, fair play to her in that respect. But obviously, yeah, I don't know about you. From my point of view, I don't know what it was the first 15-20 minutes. We seemed a little bit not ourselves. We seemed a little bit nervous. We didn't quite seem, like you said, we've had the intensity, the drive and everything at the start of the season, and we just seemed to be a little bit cautious about what we were doing. But obviously Norton spotted that and capitalised on that. But as the game obviously developed, we brought, we didn't do any subs first half, but obviously from half time we brought regular faces on, and the tempo seemed to change. And at one point, if I remember rightly, I think the third goal was a bit unlucky for Freya. It went straight to the opposition and in, and you know, at that point you would have thought, well, actually, we've got a really good chance here. So yeah, what do you think, Steve? On the line,
I was disappointed Sunday. You know, Bianca. You know, we know what Bianca's all about. She's been the leading goal scorer in the league for the last 4 seasons, and we gifted her 3 goals. You know, we just didn't mark her for the first one. Second one was a mistake at the back. You know, we're trying to nick it from the wrong side, and she ran through 1-on-1 with the keeper. She's always going to score. And the third one, Freya's kicked it straight to their player, and it's fell to Bianca, who's just put it in first time. You know, and we said that after the game. You know, we can't afford to give players like Bianca 3 opportunities like that, because she will punish us, and she did. And you know, I'm not taking anything away from Norton. They were probably the better side over the 90 minutes. But when we got back to 2-2, I thought we'll kick on here. We'll really kick on here and we'll win this game. But then that mistake at the back from Freya, which, you know, to be fair to her, she held hands up and said, yeah, completely on me. And, you know, and that shows good character as well, that people are owning up to the mistakes. But yeah, it really took the wind out of our sails for the rest of the game, really. And, you know, we battled and we worked hard, and, you know, can't fault the girls' effort second half, especially. But, you know, I agree, we probably weren't at it first 20 minutes of the game, and you know, before you know it, we're 2-0 down. So it was a struggle from then on in. But when we got to 2-2, I did think, right, we're back in this. We'll win this. But, you know, that's the football at this level. Anybody can beat anybody, and everybody can beat everybody. You know, and you know, fair play to Norton. They came with a game plan. They were hard to break down. We'd never got in behind them once. You know, the 2 goals came from long range. Our 2 goals came from long range. You know, they stuck to their game plan, and they probably deserved the win in the end of the day. And you know, we have a really good relationship with the guys from Norton. You know, we've had some really good battles over the last few years, and I think that's the first time they beat us in 3 years. So, so yeah. But, you know, we've got to dust ourselves down and prepare for Sunday, and hopefully we'll get back on the train, and then we've got Blackburn after that. So, you know, I think that'll be another tricky game where we don't really know a lot about them. You know, they're sort of been put together in the last few weeks. So, you know, and the results are showing that, yes, they're losing games, but they're not getting battered. So they're only going to be getting better each week. So by the time we get there next week, you know, that could be a really tricky game as well.
Yeah, like you say there, obviously thinking ahead now to Sunday. Yeah, it's back into this new cup format, and a derby. You know, Stockport derby against Cheadletown Stingers. They're obviously first in the league. We're third. You know, we've got the bragging rights from last season because we did win at home, and they're probably going to want to both sides are going to want to put one on each other. They didn't play first game. Their game was postponed because Liverpool couldn't field the team. So, yeah, they're going to be raring to go. And obviously, we've had a few more games than them, but, you know, we've got the squad. We can show what we're going to be made of. And obviously, you know, thinking to Sunday, it's going to be quite a tasty fixture, I think, really. Will be quite a feisty one. I remember playing them last season at Cheadle Heath Nomads. You know, it was very, very feisty between both sides. You know, we're still in the good weather as well, so hopefully it'll be a decent day. A bit better than the recent weather, but yeah, it should be really, really good to see how we match up this time, let's say, with both sides.
Yeah. You know, like I said to before, you know, they're top of the league and they're going well. They've won 3 out of 3. Am I right in saying they haven't conceded a goal yet?
I think you might be right, yeah. Unfortunately.
Have they won the games to 0? Have they won like 1-0, 2-0 and 1-0? I'm sure they have, haven't they? So,
yeah.
So yeah, it'll be. Oh no, Huddersfield did they got beat 2? Huddersfield 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 the Huddersfield game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, you've got to give Dylan credit what he's done there, and you know, they were strong last season, finishing second, and you know, they're already player at the top of the league this year. So yeah, but it is a local derby. You know, it's a game that we want to win. It's a cup game. We want to get out of this group, so we want to go there, give a good account of ourselves, and take the 3 points in the group, and you know, and that also that will build confidence carrying on with the league campaign. You know, last time we played them, we beat them at home. They beat us at their home. So, you know, I think it'll be. I think it'll be an exciting game, and you know, it'll be. I think there'll be quite a few people there as well Sunday. I think. You know, there'll be quite a good crowd.
Yep, fabulous. And like we said with the fixtures, obviously after them back in the league, that's against Blackburn. They've obviously come down, bit of a team together, playing them on the 14th, and then we're back at home in the league. That's against Doncaster over Bells. They got a bye after being relegated, so I'm sure they're going to want to really bring it on to the league again. And then obviously after that, back in the cup again. And there's a bit of breaking news with this one. So Sunday, 28th of September is the game against Liverpool Football Academy. Steve, do you want to break the gossip on it for us?
Yeah, so the game against Liverpool PGA Academy, so Liverpool under 21s effectively. That game will be played at Edgeley Park on Sunday the 28th, 2 o'clock kickoff. It'll be great to get a good crowd there, against the Liverpool team. They might bring some stars with them. Who knows? But yeah, it'll be a good place to watch because there'll be a football inside, we'll be a football inside. So yeah, get yourself down to Edgeley Park on the 28th of September. Come and watch the girls play on the big stage.
Definitely. Are we going to play Z cars when we come out? Getting the red a little bit.
I'd like that. I'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah, being an Evertonian, I know you would. I think that would be a good game to see. Like you say, there might be a few famous young names that we know of. So obviously, yeah, we have our famous names and on and off the pitch that are going to be there. And yeah, for me now, I love doing Edgeley Park. It feels second nature. It doesn't feel any different to doing SSV. And to have that feeling of walking in a stadium that's 10,000 at the moment and will be 18,000 size, for our girls, it's a great feeling. A great match day experience as well. Like we say,
it is. And last time we were there, we didn't perform very well against York. We weren't at our best. So the girls will definitely want to be wanting to put that right. On the carpet that is Edgeley Park. So we're all excited about it, and we're looking forward to it.
Fabulous. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. Stu, are you coming back in, or can you hear us?
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but if you're happy to call it a day,
I think so.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. Hopefully, people can hear me. I can't hear you.
Can hear you.
We'll see how it comes when it goes live on Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Lovely. There we go. Happy days.
Cheers, Steve. Thanks for your time. Cheers James,
guys.
for stepping in.
Thanks very much.
Come on,
See you next time. See you later.
In a bit.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Scarf Bagara War. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Remember, you can catch us every week on your favourite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. And a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members. Your contributions help keep the show running to bring the content you love. If you'd like to support the podcast and get access to exclusive special guest episodes, ad-free podcasts and a monthly giveaway, head over to patreon.com/the Scarf Bagara War. And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content and more. You can find us on X, Facebook and Instagram, all at County Podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review and share it with your fellow County fans. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Scarf Bagara War. Come on, County!